Good morning, students. Once again, welcome back to our online classes. I hope you people have done well in the examination. Okay, so for today, we are going to start the third semester portion, and the first chapter is lesson 13, remembering Chadar trek. Okay, this lesson is a blog. Okay, blog, you must have heard about this. Okay, this blog is written by Arun Bhatt. Okay, he is a very famous travel blogger. Okay, you must be watching several videos on YouTube. Okay, so people, when they go to different places, they visit new places, or some are fond of making some new dishes, so they are making video of that, and according to their interest they make video and post it on the web, or they write about it. That is known as blog. Okay, so here we will see the writer of this chapter, remembering Chadar trek, is Arun Bhatt, and he is a travel blogger. Okay, travel blogger means he loves traveling. Okay, he loves traveling, and whenever he loves when he goes to travel to any place, after visiting that place, he writes about it. Okay, and he writes a note about it, and that is posted, that is updated on his personal website. From there, people can read about those places, and they would be aware of such places. Okay, earlier, when somebody visits any place, people, until and unless the people come back to their place and they would tell about the experience, people would not know about it. But nowadays these blogs are there. So suppose a person visits a new place and he reaches there, and on the same day he can write about that place, that day's experience, on his blog, and at the same time people can read about it. On the same day people can read about it, they can give reply to his blog, they can comment on it, they can see the pictures also of those places. Okay, so that is a blog. So here we'll see Arun Bhatt is a very famous travel blogger. Okay, so a travel blogger, he travels to different parts of the world collecting material for writing about his travel experience, and out of these blogs they can also earn money. Okay, from a variety of online and offline sources. Okay, you must have heard about it. Nowadays many people, they make videos and they post it on the YouTube, and according to their views they get likes and they get money also. Okay, and he may receive free travel equipment or banner advertising on his site from corporates also, from different companies also. They provide their own things. Okay, they provide free accommodation, the traveler equipment, camera, and different things they provide to these people, so that they can promote their products also. Okay, so here we are going to read about his one of the blogs. Okay, Arun Bhatt's one of his travel blog, where he had visited once, and the name of the place is Chadar Trek. Okay, it is on the Manali Leh road. Okay, Manali, you must have heard about this place, Manali Leh road, where he first met the Changpas. Okay, Changpas, they are a community. Okay, a group of people living on a certain place. We'll see afterwards who are they. Okay, so here we'll read about what is given in your book. Here, time to start. Have you heard of Marco Polo? Yes, he was one of the first Europeans to travel over land and visit China as far as the 13th century. Okay, so Marco Polo, he was the first European who traveled over China. Okay, he crossed and he visited China in 13th century. Okay, and we know about this journey only by his travelogue. Okay, by Rustichello da Pisa. Okay, one person, he wrote down all his experience, what Marco Polo had experienced, and it took almost 1 year to write down all the stories, okay, and after writing it may has taken some more time to be published also, okay, and after that only people came to know about his journey to China. But nowadays people can make a blog, they can make a video, they can write about it, and they can post it on the website, and through internet from people from anywhere, from all around the world, they can read at the same time and they would know about all these things, okay. So today when a person visits a place, he is able to describe it and give an account of his experience instantly through a medium called blog, okay. So it's a very instant medium, okay, the same day, same time you can post a blog, you can write about your experience, your new place. If you buy something, you can write about it, just like you people are using WhatsApp, Facebook. So nowadays when you visit any place, when you go for any function, you people post your picture, so people know about it, that oh, you are attending this function, you are visiting this place, okay, at the same time, okay. So that is same way there is a blog, okay, people write about their experience of certain things, about their interest, okay. A blog is a website in which a person writes her personal account of views of things that she finds interesting. It is like a diary. People across the world who also have similar interests can read and respond to what is written. It is like having a conversation with a whole group of people scattered all over the world who have similar interests and views. Amazing, isn't it? Okay. So blog is a website where people write about their personal accounts, okay, personal experience, their views, their likes, their interests, okay, just like a diary. Earlier people used to write about their experiences in the diary, but now people are writing on the blog, on a particular website, okay, and people from all across the world, they can read it, okay. If a person is interested in travel blog, he can read about travel blog. If a person is interested in food blog, he would see some food blog, okay. So according to their likes and interests, people can read different blogs and they can respond also instantly. At the same time, they can give a comment on that, okay, and just like chatting they can do with each other, okay. Now we see the travel blog written by Arun Bhatt, okay. Here is one such blog by a travel enthusiast who visited the remote areas of Leh while going on a trek over the frozen Janskar River, okay. Posted by Arun Bhatt on May 28, 2018, okay. So here Arun Bhatt, he had posted this blog on 28 May 2018, okay. And here we will see he is writing about his experience, okay. He had already visited this place Leh, he has already visited 10 years ago, okay. That time what was his experience, and now when he is visiting about his experience, he is writing, he is showing the difference, what all difference he had seen between all these years, okay. So this is a first hand account of a trekking expedition undertaken by the author, okay. The author, he had already been to this place and he is writing about it. The Chadar trek on the Janskar Gorge is a winter trail in the Janskar region of Ladakh in the Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir. He writes about his experience of doing the trek 7 years ago and compares it with the same being done correctly, okay. So it is in place, just Janskar Gorge is there, okay. It's a place name, and during the winter time this place is fully covered with snow, everything is frozen, okay. So here he is writing about his experience when he had visited this place 7 years ago and now when he is visiting, what are the differences are there, that he is writing here, okay. So we will read the book and we will see the his experience. The Chadar trek, you can see in your book on page 102, the Chadar trek. It was about 7 years ago that I walked on the now well-known Chadar trek, a fascinating walk on the ice sheets of Janskar in winter months. We walked for nearly 2 weeks, crossing over from Indus Valley to the habitations in Janskar region. We walked over thick and thin ice and sometimes had to face climbing challenges where the ice surface was completely broken. Okay? So here he is telling that 7 years ago he had already visited this place. And now again after 7 years in 2018 he is visiting the same place, that is Chadar trek. Okay? That is very famous road, well known place, Chadar trek. A fascinating walk on the ice sheets. Okay? The floor, the ground that is fully covered with ice sheets of Janskar in winter months. In the winter season it is fully covered with ice and snow. And he says that they walk nearly for 2 weeks. Okay, they have to walk for 2 weeks, crossing over the Indus Valley to the habitations in Janskar region. Okay, so they cross the Indus Valley in Jammu Leh area. Okay, for 2 weeks they were walking, and after crossing that only they reached to the habitation. Habitation means where people are staying. Okay, where people are seen. Okay, in this place nobody is seen, there is no house, nothing is there. After walking for 2 weeks they reach the places where people are living in that area, and they walked over thick and thin ice. Okay, different various types of ice sheets were there, where some places thin, some places thick. Okay, and sometimes they had to face the rocks of the snow also. There were rocks up and downs were there. Some places the frozen ice were broken also. So they had to face different types of face frozen snow on the ground. In the year that we were there, we noticed no more than a handful of trekkers along the path and occasional Janskar locals trying to get to Leh on the ice road. It was a near empty path on the ice. Okay. So here the blogger says, in the year that we were there, we noticed more than a handful of trekkers. He says that when he had visited this place 7 years ago, that time very few, handful means very few people, very few trekkers he had seen visiting these places, and occasional Janskar locals trying to get to Leh, and sometime hardly some local people of Janskar region they would be seen. They would be going from one place to another place to get to Leh on the ice road. Okay, on this road very few people were seen 7 years ago. He is talking about when he had visited 7 years ago. That time very few people were seen. It was near empty path on the ice, and nearly it was empty. Hardly any people were seen on this road, on this ice road. Thus recent years, I have been told, have seen an explosion of people trying to get on Chadar. It has come with its share of environmental consequences, such as porters cutting away the last of the trees for firewood and too much human activity degrading the ice surface. Some travelers have complained about accumulating trash and human waste. The narrow river gorge has very little plain spaces in its banks, and trekkers have even had difficulties finding ground to pitch tents in the crowded camping locations. And now the blogger says, the recent years, the time when he is visiting that place, he says that he has been told, I have seen an explosion of people trying to get on Chadar. Nowadays, many trekkers, many people, they are trying to walk on this path because they want to go to the Chadar trek. Okay, it's a particular place there, and there people are trying to go. Explosion of people means lots of people, they are trying to go to this place. But 7 years before, very few, handful people they could be counted. But now there are so many people, means it has become very famous. People would like to go to these places. So the number of people had been increased now. It has come with its share of environmental consequences. And as the population increase, as the number of the trekkers increase, it has some environmental issues also. Consequences means result. As a result of this increase in number, there are many disadvantages are also there of this increase in number. And they are such as porters cutting away the last of the trees for firewood. Porters, you know, porters, who are porters? Okay, it's not given here. Porters are the people, okay, people, those who carry luggage for someone else, okay, we can say in Hindi coolie, okay, porters, they carry people's luggage from one place to another place, because on this frozen road, no vehicles can move. So the trekkers, those who are going, they have their luggage and all. So there are porters, the local people, they are helping them to carry their luggage, okay. So these porters, what they used to do on their journey, they used to cut down the last trees. There were very few trees left, and to burn fire, okay, to light fire, they used to cut down these last of the trees for firewood. And too much human activity, because so many people are coming, moving from here and there, and it has degraded the ice surface. Degrading means destroying, because when you walk on a frozen path continuously, people are coming and going, so definitely that frozen, the layer of the frozen snow, that would degrade, destroy, okay, it would become very thin. Some travelers have complained about accumulating trash and human waste, and even some travelers, trekkers, they are complaining that because of this human activity, there is a lots of wastage on the path. You must have heard about this also when you visit to some tourist place. You must have seen many places, do not litter, do not throw waste here and there. So people go to these places and they accumulate, means they gather their waste things, throwing here and there, okay. So there is a heap of trash, waste material on these places. And the narrow river gorge has very little plain space in its banks, okay. Gorge, you know, gorge means narrow valley between hills, steep rocky walls, okay. You must have seen two mountains like this. Suppose this is mountain and this side another mountain, and from the middle this river is passing, okay. So beside this river there is a land space, okay? Land is there. This is the river and this is the land area. So here the blogger says the narrow river gorge, okay, it's very narrow, not very wide, okay, it's very narrow, and this narrow river gorge has very little plain spaces, okay. These plain spaces are very less, okay? It's very narrow, and it is not enough for all the trekkers to camp there, okay. And trekkers have even had difficulties, okay. So because lots of people are traveling, trekking there, so they don't get enough space to put there, to pitch their tents also, to make their tents. So many people are traveling and they don't get even place also to make tents there, because night time they cannot travel. They have to pitch a tent there for sleeping at night. So many are going. So as a result of that, they don't even get enough place to make a tent for themselves. The crowded camping location. So these are the camping locations where they are sleeping at night time, and it is so crowded that some of them they don't get places to sleep also, to put the tents there. Okay. Okay, so for today we'll study till here only. In the next class again we'll continue from the next paragraph. Okay, your homework is to read the lesson again. Okay, read it and see the difficult word meanings. Read it, and if you find some more word meaning difficult, find the meaning of those difficult words. Okay. Okay, so take care and have a nice day.